So I'm a lawyer, so I love the sound of my own voice. So naturally, I'm up here first. So sometime about a year and a half ago, there was a status conference that was had in King County, Washington. And the judge got up and in his black robe, a little closer. Okay, the judge got up in his black robe, got up on the bench and sat down and talked in normal tones to a prosecutor and a defense attorney. The prosecutor was pretty well experienced. She's got over 8 years of prosecuting experience. And what they were arguing about was whether or not to release somebody from custody. They made their arguments. The defense attorney wanted the individual released. The prosecutor did not. She said this is a very serious crime, is what she said. It's an aggravated battery crime, and this shouldn't happen. The defense attorney said, well, there's a constitutional violation going on because he should be in a state hospital by now, and he's not. So they went ahead and the judge thought about it for a bit, and then he let this individual go. About a month later, the next hearing was set for this man's next hearing was set, and he was supposed to show up. Instead of showing up, what he did is he got into his car. He drove south along, that US 95 that heads all the way down the corridor of Idaho, and through Riggins and stopped in a place called New Meadows. There he was confronted as he looked at a couple of other rooms with some young girls that were concerned the owners. The owners confronted him about this, and he flew into a rage. I'm simplifying the story a little bit, but he flew into a rage. He grabbed his gun out of his breast pocket, a gun he should not have had, and he, at point blank range, executed the very nice man, about early 40s, who was tending the desk, and his wife, right next door, who had her hands up like this because she just knew there was something spiritually wrong with the situation, gunned her down as she ran away. And both those individuals did absolutely nothing to antagonize this man. We caught him not very far away, and we charged him with 2 first-degree murders. And what was shocking to me about all that is that it was just an average status conference, that the judge made an average decision. And you might think that's average, but if you knew a little bit about the case, you'd realize there's more to it. In the prosecutor's possession, she had a video of the man gouging out another man's eyeballs on video as he screamed and struggled for his life. She had a video of that, and it was not played at the hearing. And she's not a bad prosecutor, actually, and she's very distraught. I think the judge even was distraught with his decision. But when the justice system breaks down, when the prosecutors don't leave it all on the field, there are consequences. We're not playing for cheap, we're playing for keeps. When you put a prosecutor into this position in Canyon County, you had better have someone who has the experience, because it's hard to get those calls right. You need a leader. You need someone with a decade of experience at least. I've got that. I've been working I started here in Canyon County. I worked as a prosecutor for about 5 years, and then I've been a county prosecutor up north where I just prosecuted the individual we just talked about. I have prosecuted everything from murders to sexual assault cases to everything in between you can think of. Over 50 jury trials I've personally conducted, and I've prosecuted thousands of cases. My opponent, who some of you may know, has never prosecuted a single case. It is beyond insulting that he would come and put his name forward to run this position purely for power, because he wants the power, or is it because, what is the point of that? Can you imagine how insulting it is? We've got doctors in the room here. Imagine someone in a specialized field, an endocrinology or something like that, a general practice doctor coming in and saying, I'm going to be in charge of this surgery team. It's very much like that. The prosecution team it's a difficult job, and it needs somebody who cares about it, who loves it, who's made it their life story to do it. And that's been my life's work. I've dedicated my career to doing that. I went to law school to be a prosecutor, not to be a lawyer, to be a prosecutor. And I love my job, and I hope you'll vote for me on May 21st, and vote for, Tan, of course. Thank you.